Hey, what is going on, Nintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day. Now today I've got some interesting Pokemon Go news for you guys. It might be exciting depending on where you live. For others it's going to be slightly disappointing. So tracking seems to be coming back in some format in Pokemon Go. It's not going to be the free footsteps, unfortunately. So if you guys know about the tracking in San Francisco, at the Bay Area at least, they've been testing this new tracking system for a while. And what this new tracking system is basically Pokemon will spawn at Pokestops, and it will then tell you which Pokemon are at which certain Pokestops, and you can visit those Pokestops to also find these Pokemon as well as your normal items. Now this new tracking system is heading to parts of Arizona, the Seattle area of Washington State, and the rest of the San Francisco Bay Area. None other areas so far, but it seems like they're actually planning to spread the tracker a bit more than just the San Francisco Bay Area, which is good if you do want this tracking system. Now that does sound great if you live in the city, and it is technically better than what we have now because you can still find nearby Pokemon as well. It's just kind of like an extra feature on top of that. However, for someone who lives in a rural area or the suburbs and they have literally no Pokestops, or maybe like one or two around them and they're quite far away, this new tracking system, it's not great, let's be honest, because if you live in a city, that's fine, you've got Pokestops everywhere, you can have loads of Pokemon to find, that's great. If you live in a rural area, you're just not going to find any new Pokemon. You're going to have to walk ages to get to these other Pokestops, and most of the time it's not even worth it. It's just going to be a Pidgey or a Rattata or a Magikarp, and it's slightly disappointing. All we want is to find nearby Pokemon, let's be honest. I know a lot of people are bothered about the tracking that's been taken out, and I know some people will say I don't care, I still enjoy the game, and most people, let's be honest, have just stopped playing Pokemon Go entirely. Some are waiting for Generation 2, some are waiting for the tracking to come back, the original tracking, which I'm sorry to say Niantic aren't going to bring that back just because basically all the lawsuits they were getting for people trespassing, all sorts of stuff like that. That's why they took it out. They will say server issues, but that isn't true. Let's be honest, we know the servers were bad, but that's because a lot of people were playing the game at the start. The tracking did not cause strain on the servers. They took it out because obviously people were trespassing and all sorts of stuff like that. That's why they've removed them, and that's why they're putting Pokemon on these Pokestops, so you know it's kind of a safe area to visit. And sure, it has its benefits. You can meet up with more Pokemon Go trainers, and it's a good place to meet up to catch Pokemon, but it's not the same. The whole point of Pokemon and Pokemon Go was to find Pokemon anywhere you go, and the tracking helped you find those Pokemon. Without tracking, sure, it's not great, but I guess you can still find those Pokemon. All we really want to know, and I think this is a really good example someone posted on the Pokemon Go Reddit, is basically a compass direction on the list of nearby Pokemon, because we don't really need to know exactly where they are, but at least we know the right direction we can go and find them. And I personally find it's a bit stupid and hypocritical that Niantic took out the footsteps because people were trespassing. I'd think that if people were aimlessly walking about for these Pokemon not knowing where to look, you're more likely to trespass. So that's my opinion on it, guys. It's still better than what we have now, but it's nowhere near as good as the original tracking we had. So obviously the question of the day to you guys is, what do you think of this new tracking? It's going to have its benefits for people in the city, and it might be implemented into rural areas eventually. We just need more Pokestops, to be honest. But apart from this new tracking system, it's actually been a pretty good week for Pokemon Go. They made a few changes that I actually agree with, such as lowering the spawns of Pidgeys and Rattatas. Don't know why they've finally done it now, but you know, it's better than nothing. They've also removed Eevees from 10k eggs and put them in 5k eggs, and they've completely removed Pidgeys and Rattatas from 2k eggs as well. Plus we had the Halloween event, which was actually quite good. I didn't play Pokemon Go that much during the event, but it kind of got me back into it ever so slightly. It seems like Niantic have got a lot of work to do, but I do see the positives coming out of the recent updates for Pokemon Go. So let me know if you're still playing the game, let me know if you're excited for the new tracking system or you're disappointed about it. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, always appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date with all the Pokemon Go news, and also my Pokemon Sun and Moon Let's Play, which will be coming out the day the game comes out, then hit the subscribe button down below. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace!